Hi there, welcome to Sawdust and Cornbread. I'm Laura Lee. If this is your first time as a guest with my channel, be sure to like and subscribe so you can see videos as soon as I post them. All of us have these portable heaters in our homes and they do collect some dust on the outside. But it's not the dust on the outside that is a concern, it's what's going on in here. There is a lot of dust buildup. All of this dust and lint came out of this one portable heater, and that is a huge danger for your health and for the safety of your family. So today I'm going to show you how to clean not only the outside of your portable heater, but also the inner workings. The inside of your heater may look like this, but we're going to make it nice and clean. That includes the grates, the fans, all of the spindles and the wheels on each side. This is going to make your heater work more effectively, more efficiently, and keep the risk of fire down for your family. A lot of times we overlook these inside areas, but this is one case where it's not good to neglect. So let's get to work making your heater safe, sound, more efficient, and the air that you breathe a little bit cleaner. The outside vents are important to keep open because that's how the air circulates. But inside the heater, there's a lot of mechanisms that we can't get to externally. I'm going to show you how to get inside your heater for a deep clean to keep everything safe and sound. Most of these portable heaters are basically the same. Your screw placement may be slightly different than mine. If you're having trouble finding how to access the inside, you may be able to look up a product manual online. For this particular model and many others, the first thing we're going to do is remove the screws on the outer side of the bottom, and then there's some on the inside that we're going to remove. Once we've removed all those screws, we can access all of the workings inside the heater. And you can see that even on the base of the heater itself, this is a fire hazard with all the lint and dust that has collected. The ends are not able to turn freely because of the deposit of dust, and that has burnt and hardened over time, making it hard for the unit to heat effectively, but also can cause a smoky smell at the least, or at the very worst, it could spark a house fire. Here in the casing of the heater, this is the part that completely comes off. You can detach that. There's a good buildup of dust. Now, I realize this is made of metal and water don't mix, and electricity and water definitely don't mix. But the best way you can clean that casing is with a heavy stream of water. Just make sure when you're done to thoroughly dry the unit before reassembling it. So I'm just going to rinse this case out, making sure that I get into all of those ventilation holes. Then I'm going to leave it upside down to drain for a while before I dry it. The best way to tackle all of the built up lint in the inner workings is to begin with a handheld vacuum. It's best to use one of the crevice attachments. I've unfortunately lost mine, so I'm just using the handheld vacuum unit itself. I'll link the one I'm using in the description in case you're interested. Then take a microfiber cloth and dust everything that you can, all of the large particles of dust that you can see, to get those to a minimum before we do some really deep cleaning. And you can see how effective the microfiber towel is at removing the dust. It's so much better than a regular washcloth. You definitely don't want to use a paper towel, as that can also cause a fire risk if little pieces break off. When we come down to the fan and all the parts that are moving in the heater, of course everything is unplugged at this point. Use an old toothbrush to break a lot of that caked on lint and dust loose from the fan and the heating element. It's just a gentle swipe motion that I'm using and picking that up with my handheld vacuum to make it a lot neater. Now, this little trick will help you get in between those grates. Take a pipe cleaner, bend it in half, twist it together, then loop the end. That's perfect to reach down underneath the roll bar where you can't reach with your fingers. You don't want to put your fingers down in there because it is super sharp on those metal grates. And you can see how effective this is at removing all of that dust and lint. You'll want to run your vacuum along as you take the pipe cleaner and clean the dust out. That way it doesn't go airborne all over your house and it keeps everything a lot neater. Now that everything is clean on the inside, it's time to reassemble before we can clean the outside. I'm just going to gently place the unit, all of the electrical and moving parts, back into the case, and then there's 4 little screws on the back that attach that to the cage. I did make sure it was thoroughly dry. Once it's secure to the casing, I can realign the screw holes for the casing and then use a screwdriver to attach that casing back to the bottom of the heater. And you can already see a huge difference in the ventilation. There's going to be much better airflow around the heating element, as well as the side intake vents. Those tend to get clogged up. You need to check those pretty often. Now we're ready to clean the outside, and I'm just using a Clorox wipe. You could use a microfiber cloth with a little soap and warm water to clean all of the dust out of the outside. There's a lot of little ridges and edges that you want to be sure to get off just to make it look better and cleaner, and also for health and safety. I'm using my favorite spray window cleaner on the glass surface here. Normally, if it's glass, it's fine to use a paper towel to shine that up. If there's any kind of coating or you have any question that it may be not real glass but plexiglass, you want to use a microfiber cloth so it doesn't cause scratches. Now you can see how nice and clean the heater looks on the outside, and what a difference. This is the dust that came out of one single unit. As you can see, it's really important to stay on top of this. You want to open the unit up at least annually to get all of that buildup off, to prevent fires, to make your air quality safer, and to keep that burning smell down that's so unpleasant when you first plug in a heater. So I'll leave you with some before and afters. This is a simple job. The whole thing takes less than 20 minutes. If you have any questions, be sure to post them in the comments below. I do hope you find this video helpful. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share my videos with all of your friends. I try to post helpful information, home DIYs, as well as bargain hunting, thrifting, consignment stores, and how to find the best deals at your favorite shopping centers. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also be sure to watch this video that YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy just as much as this one. I'll see you next time. Take care, and God bless.